Okay, Joe. Joe Serafini.
Joe Serafini. My boyfriend Joe.
Joe Serafini. Joe Serafini. Joe Serafini. Working with Joe is Joe's here. Joe G. That's Joe. That one's Joe. Hi, Joe. Hey, Joe's doing. Joe Serafini. Joe said. Joe is a. Oh yeah, Joe's wearing a team. Joe. Joe's always like. Joe has clear polish. Thanks, Joe. Dang, Joe. Joe's like. Joe, just drag it. Joe. Joe, yours. Wait. Joe, we love it. Of course. Joe can do no wrong. Joe Army. Joe's like, I had Joe. I told Joe the other day, me and Joe, he's seen with Joe is messed up, Joe.
You ready, Joe?
Okay, Joe.
Joe.
Tell him, Joe.
Unless it's me. Joe. Just Joe.
Joe, you gotta tell him, Joe. Okay, Joe. Joe, my favorite thing about Joe kind of Joe.
Joe.
Whoa, Joe. Me and Joe, when Joe came in, Joe's like a puppy. Joe is like, I worked with Joe. Once I heard Joe play piano. Okay, Joe. And I think Joe, yeah. Joe, I'm so sorry. God, Joe. Joe's gonna have Joe's so nice. So nice. I told Joe, epic, Joe. Joe, what happened? Wait, Joe, are you done? Joe's off book. Is that Joe? Joe, marry me, Joe. Joe just laughed. Joe performed the climb. Joe, you got it. Don't make it up, Joe. Oh my gosh, Joe. Joe's favorite emoji. Joe's here. Joe G. Joe remember Joe. Baby girl. Joe loves fixing this. We get it, Joe. Joe's like, oh, Joe. Joe's judging. Okay, Joe, really does. Joe! Thanks, Joe. Go, Joe, we all got 30 seconds. First time I met Joe Serafini. Joe's so little. Okay, Joe. Joe! And you too, Joe. Joe's here too. Hello, Joe. Joe, what are you doing? Joe, what are they saying? Joe, G. Wait, Joe, can you? Joe! Joe did not. Like,
I got it all over it.
Joe.
We haven't done my second coat yet. Oh, you're asking for my
Joe.
Joe
was wearing throb.
Joe's like, I just want to be the one. Joe looks like a ribbon dancer.
Dang, Joe. Joe. I love about Joe. Joey's here. Joe's on the Joe's is Joey. Joe Serafini. Joey is Joey. And Joey. What's your Joe? Joe says Joe. Okay, so Joey Serafini. Joe and Julia. That's Joe Serafini, everybody. Joe, you should know. Joe has Joe's like a Joey. Joe's gonna be like Joe. I got a heart. Joe likes Joe show. Joe's here. Joe's already. Joe's on. Joe's that literally. Joe's in Joe real. Joe is Joe Serafini. Joe, look up Joe. Joe Serafini. Joe, I said, Joe was always Joe was it. Joe, no! You know what, Joe? Joe, plug yourself. For us, Joe. Joe, don't. Yeah. Joe, I am a pop star. For you, Joe. And Joe's music. Joe's here too. Didn't you say Joe? Okay, Joe. Hey, Joey. Do with Joe. After Joe was like Joe. Joe Serafini. Joe's song. You and Joe missing Joe? That's Joe. Okay, Joe. Joe post now, Joe. Joe Serafini and Joe. Joe did not. Bye, Joe. Joe just like Joe and I are. Joe is here. Joe is not painting his nails. Joe. Hi, Joe. That's you, Joe. And Joe, where did Joe meet? No, Joe. Joe, do you? Joe, you and Joe. Joe is here. Joe's on the other side. Joe, this is Joe. Joe's here. Say hi, Joe. Hi, Joe. Joe was like, and Joe, tell us the way. Joe. Like Joe. Joe handled. Joe said something. Joe into me. Joe hasn't been like to Joe. Joe Serafini's here. Joe's also doing. Joe's doing all. Thank you, Joe. Joe, don't tell me what Joe. Joe can read. Joe, you don't have Joe. Oh, Joe, you should. Joe is. What about you, Joe? Joe, what his Joe said he. Go, Joe. Come on, Joe. Joe, that sounds like. Okay, Joe, what's your. You and Joe would have. Joe, what are your. Joe loves. Joe, we should. Joe, I feel like Joseph. Joe. Joe sent Joe thing, and Joe was like, Joe, Joe. Hi, Joey. Joe and I, Joe's not been, Joe came, Joe yelling.
Wow.
Joe's not here. Joe's just like, and Joe is, Joe.
Yes, he did.
Joe said, hi, Joe. Joe Serafini. Joe had Joe. Is that Joe? Joe and Joe have Joe said, Joe are you and Joe had Joe Serafini had Joe. And Joe said, Joe and Joe.